Just gonna do another comparison video. Kind of love comparing to see if things are working the way they're supposed to and what the increases really are, and kind of have an interesting one today to where I want to see if the ship upgrades give you that big of a difference. So, and kind of what I mean by that is when you go to these ships, your ultimate goal is to work these up to the end here. And if you look, the very end where it has that little diamond, it says all fighters main gun attack 15%. So if you go down here, same thing. On this ship, it says all fighters missile attack 15%. So, it takes 12, 13 million stars alone to upgrade one of these ships a certain way. And I'll kind of show you guys what I mean by a certain way, but I'm going to do this in real time, and I'm going to use this as a test. I didn't fully downgrade all the ships at all, but I think this will be sufficient for the test here. But I'll show you guys how I do kind of my upgrades, and if you're kind of looking at my ships here, there is a little trick to this, especially starting out. And if you look at where the diamonds are, if you look at the diamond, it says what? All fighters missile attack 3%. So if you look down at the other all fighters with the diamond HP 200%. And then if you look to the right of, let's just say all fighters missile attack 3%, it says level 20. So especially for the new players coming into this, you're wanting to really achieve getting those diamonds and nothing more, because if you're wasting your stars into stuff that you're not actually getting, you're just wasting stars, and I'll show you what I mean. So right there it says all fighters missile attack 3%. So what I want to do is automatically upgrade. I'm going to auto upgrade, and look what happened. I got that diamond. And if you go into here though, into your evolves, there's another section though with a diamond. And if you look really close, it says all fighters main gun attack +5. So what you'd want to do is just evolve to just the diamond, guys. Look, to just the diamond, and stop. And look, I got my main gun attack for all fighters +5. And then you could upgrade, but why upgrade? Because I'm not really after the HP with this. I'm always after the diamonds that are going to give the all fighters something. So let's just kind of make that clear. And that's where you guys can save a ton of stars and a ton of materials just by collecting your diamonds. And we're going to go over that pretty in depth here in a second, because I'm going to upgrade a bunch of these to full ships, and then we're going to see what it does. Basically, I'll use the boss event to test these. So I'm going to test this with just kind of no technologies either. So let me make sure that that's clear. All of my technologies are stripped. This is just strictly fighters. I want to see what happens when we update some fighters, not have them updated, and maybe we'll do it in like little steps here. So and we'll do all of the weapons the same way. I'm not a huge fan of the wing gun. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go missile, and we're going to go main gun, and then we're going to go shield. We'll go attack advanced to do the super main gun, and then we'll do critical enhance for the super missile. Now there's, every time I go into the forums, everybody's saying, the wing gun doesn't work. The wing gun's the weakest out of them all. And then when you do the enhance attack, I don't know if you guys ever noticed that the wing gun bullets get stuck on the bosses, and it really doesn't seem like it does that much. So we're not going to use that in the test. We'll use, kind of the more powerful things that I know that are working. So if somebody has a comment or suggestion, please let me know. But if you go into Planet Wars, you'll see a lot of players use the wing gun that are successful in battles. And, it's just kind of one of those things. How do we test these, and who's testing them? How do we know that it's working? And that's kind of how I got into what I do with the game. But let's do our first test here. And, I use the Gold Conqueror. And, of course, your straight shot is your most powerful shot. I've done a little test, and maybe I'll put another video up of, the comparisons between the straight shot and the spread shot, but your straight shot is going to be your better weapon on this side and more powerful. So we'll try to do each one of these tests the same way, but we'll increase basically, we're going to increase basically our ships. So bear with me. I'm trying to talk and play this at the same time, so this isn't going to be exactly the best playing ability here, but I want to see what happens in comparison to, you know, again, if the ships are down and then we upgrade the ships just a little bit and then upgrade, let's just see, you know, what kind of difference that we have here. And again, I have no technologies whatsoever. I took all the stars from technology, and we're going to do this test with just ships alone. Okay, so about 40, 43. Okay, so and that's just with minimal ships upgraded. And so what we'll do is let's go back to our ships. We'll go back to the ships and let's update just some of the guns, and I'll show you again. Here's what I do. I do the evolves only on this. Again, you don't want to upgrade unless you guys are going after the HP, that's fine, but I just want the diamonds because, again, if you look again, all fighters, main gun, 15%. So let's see, just with the main guns, I'll upgrade a couple of these ships in front of you. So there it is right there. We'll go back and you can see 5 stars. Let's upgrade another one. We'll do 3 of these and then we'll go fight the same event boss and see. Now the one thing about it is of course your main stat will go up significantly by doing this. But is it actually making you really that more powerful? Because if you think, if I did 3 of these ships with all fighters, main gun 15%, you would think there should be a huge increase to our point value fighting that boss. And so right here, I've got 3 of the 15% main guns, 2 ships. And again, if you noticed, I did not auto upgrade because again, what does it say with that diamond? It says all fighters HP 200, and I'm not after the HP. I'm just after what it does for all fighters. So there's a really cool trick there. If you're just trying to get your weapons and upgrading your fighters, just get your diamonds and stop at the diamond. It'll save you a ton of stars and headaches and trying to figure out where to put your stars in other areas. So let's do the same thing now. And we'll fight the same boss and we'll see. And so we did no wing gun. We did attack, enhance, and critical. So basically the same thing, but now we have 3 ships upgraded, and we'll try to almost do this identically. And let's just see how much more powerful this really is. And you'd think with 3 of those ships at 15% for all fighters, we should see a huge increase. And I have not done this yet. I'm doing it in real time with you guys. So I don't know the answers to this yet, and that's kind of why I'm just doing it. And I'm going to do a bunch of other videos down the road in the comparison ideas. And that way, instead of just asking somebody and somebody saying, you know, 50 to 400 different things in the forums, we'll just have a reference here. Okay, so there definitely is an increase. So that's a positive. And it was about 10 billion. I think the other one was 38, something like that. So 10 billion That's an awful lot of stars. That's an awful lot of work, especially upgrading 3 ships. I mean, that's not a ton of extra points out of that, especially for the amount of time that you spend on your stars. So, a little disappointing, if you ask me. But it is positive to see that there was an increase by doing that. And so, we'll take it another step further here, and let's upgrade some missiles. So again, I'm going to go to the evolve. We're going to go all the way to the bottom here. And again, we're not going to upgrade. We don't want to waste our stars or anything on the actual upgrades. So let's go upgrade or evolve now. But again, you guys are just looking for those diamonds. And again, if you're, a lower player, get those 20%. Then you're going to go to your 40%, but you got to pay attention to a couple of these ships. If you notice, a couple of them are at 60%, and there's a reason, because if you look at where the double diamonds are on this one, so the first diamond is main gun attack 3%, but look where that other diamond is. It is wing gun attack 5%. And then what else do you get here? So, and of course, if you're going to get the 60s, look how I did this. I went past the all fighter +5 attack, and then I stopped right when it said 60 to get my upgrade to exactly 60 without going over and spending more stars. So you do have to look at a couple of these other ships, because look at the diamonds on this one. Now the first one is HP 100, that's fine, but the second one, which is 60, is wing gun attack +5. So there's a couple of these that you want to pay attention to, and ensure to yourself that you're getting the 60s out of these. And here's another one, Killer Hornet. The 60 mark is all fighters missile attack +5. So, but again, you'd want to start out, if you're a lower player, try to get all your 20s. If you're a mid player, try to get all your 40s. If you're starting to get up there a little bit, try to get into the 60s on the certain ships that have that. So let's upgrade a couple more of these missiles. And again, we should see a pretty significant, because again, I mean, that's 3 ships upgraded to 15% missiles, 15% main gun, and we should see a pretty huge increase, okay? At least you'd think a huge, because again, that's a lot of stars and a lot of work to be able to do that to those ships, a lot. And is the payoff and the reward really making us feel like we're winning? I know after doing the last one, 10 billion, I mean, it's 10 billion, but I don't know. You tell me if you think that it's worth it. Okay, so I hit the wrong thing here, but we will challenge this now. And we'll do it the same. No wing gun, critical enhance, and try to make this as fair as possible here. So hopefully that kind of explains a little bit to what you're going after. And if you're going after the HP, hey, more power to you. But again, I put my stars into trying to just upgrade the actual ships to the all fighter status before the HP. And that's just me. But again, don't go over that 20, 40, 60 mark, because you are going to lose a ton of stars and really gain nothing out of it. So hopefully this is kind of a cool video for everybody. Again, I'm doing this in real time. I have not done this physical test yet. Well, really disappointing now, because we upgraded 3 ships with missiles at 15%. We have 15% main guns. And you would think there would be a significant level in damage to the boss. But if you see, I actually lost points. What does that mean? Um, how am I even trying to say this? I started wondering if upgrading these ships were actually doing anything and if it was worth it. And that's how I started trying to say, maybe you should do a comparison. Maybe you should do, and that's how I got into this video. But I tell you what, is that the most disappointing thing that you guys have ever seen? And we'll go one step further because I have a little bit of stars left. But I just lost a couple billion by updating my missles, and each one was at 15%. So where is that increase? Why have I been collecting stars forever and playing this game forever to get more increase to these bosses and the Titan, and I just got a decrease after upgrading 3 major ships? It's not making sense. So let's go to the wing guns, even though I'm not a huge fan of the wing guns because of what I said earlier. So let's evolve these. I'll do as many as I can here. I think I got one more. Okay. Upgrade, evolve. Wow, that was extremely disappointing. And I'm going to tell you guys what, I started having a bad feeling a long time ago by putting all these stars and doing all that work that I wasn't really seeing a big increase on the Titan. And again, that's kind of how I started getting into these type of videos. Is this working the way that it actually says that it is? Am I getting the accomplishment that I've worked hard for? And as of right now, not really. That was really disappointing. But here you guys go, right here. I mean, 3 fighters upgraded to 15% main gun attack. All fighters wing gun 15%, and all fighters 15% missile. And so don't we think we should see a really big difference here? I guess we're gonna find out. And let me make sure I hit challenge this time. I don't know, guys. It's not looking good here. And now we have to start asking ourselves, what else isn't working? And if you go in the forums and you say something's not working, or you bring something up, just fair warning, you're not going to have a good time. A lot of people believe in this game. They believe in how things work, and instead of arguing and asking questions and getting 400 again answers, we'll just do our own tests and we'll find out. But here it is. We should see something at least over 48 billion. For goodness sakes, you would think a lot over 48 billion. And I don't know if maybe I should even send this to the game makers and say, what's going on here? Why are we working so hard for your stars and doing this and doing that for no rewards here? Okay, let's see. And I have pretty much played these levels the same way, guys. It's pretty dang close to identical, and okay, guys, so massive amounts of stars, upgraded ships. We did a test several different ways. You guys have seen it. 1 billion extra for each one of those ships is about 12, 13 million stars to do what I just did. and there is hardly any result for this. And I don't know if I can say well, I can say I'm extremely disappointed. Why are we trying to get these big achievements, and why are we potentially spending money on diamonds and potentially spending money when there is nothing there? I mean, I can't even tell you how disappointed I am, but you guys be the judge. I'm glad that I did this video to finally just tell myself that, there are a lot of things in this game that don't correlate with what is being told in the forums. You ask questions, everybody has a different answer, but right here alone, this is unbelievable, and it kind of makes me mad. I don't know about you guys, but this is not why we're playing this game. Well, if you guys have any comments, anything about this, please leave them. And I really do appreciate you watching the video. And you guys be the judge.